everybody. Scott with you today. I am joined by Juno-nominated country music recording artist and songwriter Aaron Goodvin, whose third release is out now. It's an EP called Lucky Stars.
Oh wow, you printed out
I
the
know
album. That's
we,
amazing.
we are nothing but good here. And he
Oh
joins
man.
us. He joins us today on the Record Player to talk about it, to talk about the record, the new single, and more. Welcome to TRP, Aaron. How are you?
I am so good. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. I wouldn't have to do this if you got the record company to send us a copy, but that's neither.
Right.
They
I feel like they should have. I mean,
should,
come
shouldn't they?
on.
I think so.
Yeah, totally. I think so.
I want to talk about the new record. I want to talk about a lot of things, but you're from Alberta, based now in Nashville. Are you in Nashville now, or?
I am, yes. We live a little town just outside of Nashville called Fairview, Tennessee. I moved from Fairview, Alberta to Fairview, Tennessee. So
Okay.
very strange. I mean, I did move from Edmonton, but before I lived in Edmonton, I lived in Fairview. So it's just a funny thing. Geography. It's just funny.
Have you morphed into a Preds fan?
Yeah, I mean, I've basically a bunch of my friends, my American friends, would didn't really understand hockey when I moved here. So they would take me to games to explain the game and how it all works and what's icing and what's this and so I would go to games all the time and I eventually just became a Preds fan somewhere along along the way. Growing up, my dad is a big Red Wings fan, so during the Lidstrom, Fedorov, Yzerman days, I was a big Red Wings fan, and then sort of was an Oiler fan there for a while. I kind of jumped around. Whoever was winning, I was like, yeah, that's my favorite team. But now it's been the Preds. So
All you Nashville guys sing the Canada Day national anthem at the Preds games. Is that you in for that? You want to get there?
I've never done that before. I've never done that before. The That's one of my least favorite songs to sing, actually.
Oh. Um, this is your third record. The first two obviously did very, very well. Three top 10 singles on the Canadian Billboard country charts from the first album alone. Tell me about the new album, a little bit about Lucky Stars. What's maybe different about this record than the first two?
Yeah, this record is we're really looking forward to it. The V record did really well for us. That record was actually planned with a whole other producer, so Matt McClure kind of came in at the 11th hour and produced a record that we had already kind of mapped out and did a great job with it. But it was really fun because he killed that record, but then he had a bunch of insights about that record that he was like, if I was doing that record, I'd do this. And so we started talking about the next record, and just got really excited about where we could take it, just because Matt had a vision for that record, a vision for me as an artist, that I wasn't up to date with yet. So it was really kind of exciting, picking songs and kind of going like, what sound do we want to bring out? What sounds the most Aaron Goodvin? Not to refer to myself in the third person because I don't particularly like that very much, but I was like, how do we make this more me? And I just think we nailed it. Every song on this record at one point in time was my favorite song. I think it changes every hour what my favorite song is in general, but these songs were definitely favorites at one time or another, and it's just really exciting, man. It's exciting to have new music out. It feels like it's been 2 years. I think it's been 2 years, maybe. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
been a while. So
close to it. I've heard you say that you think that these are the seven best songs you've ever written. Um, from the first album and being in Alberta and now being in Nashville, how have you evolved as a songwriter?
yeah, I mean, I I'm always evolving. I think as a writer, I've kind of taken the approach that um, I'm never gonna know it all. I feel like writing songs, I learn something new every day. I try to write with people I haven't written with before. I try to, kind of write with people that have different perspectives, and I'm always learning. So, for me, this record was a lot of fun to record these songs. There's one guy in particular, got 5 songs on the record. that I really just got into a groove with over the years of writing songs. His name's Skip Black, and we would bring in all these other different people to write with, and it was a lot of fun because Skip kind of really has a feel for exactly what I like musically. And so when we go in to write songs, we'll write songs with different people, and we'll get these like songs that are so me, but then have a whole nother angle to it or a whole nother thing to it. So I've definitely evolved as a writer, but like I said, I feel like I'm always evolving and always trying to do new things on on record. This just feels like a level up for us. So
You started out writing for other people, just trying to get your songs out there. You wound up getting your song out like that on Luke Bryan's album. Crash My Party was Luke Bryan's album at the time. That's pretty heady stuff to get a song with Luke Bryan. When you write songs for other people, do you write them differently, or is it the same approach whether you're writing them to be an Aaron Goodvin song or for someone else?
for a long time, my thought process for writing is to try and write the best song in the room. Uh, when we wrote the Luke thing, I wrote that with Cole Swindell and Adam Sanders, and Cole totally had his foot on the pedal towards Luke Bryan. He kind of wrote those songs. He's really good at writing those types of songs. When that idea came, we just tried to write something at that point in time. Adam Cole and I think had written 5 big, massive breakup songs that were great and epic, but we didn't write anything that was like up tempo and positive. So our first attempt at writing something tempo and positive, Luke cut. That just all came from trying different things in the writing room, and to me the best song in the room means that you don't write it for an artist in particular. I feel like if you think through somebody else's eyes, it's not going to connect as well. So I just try to write, like I say, the best, whatever the best title is, I try and write it the best way I possibly can. And then when it's written to whatever that best hook is, then it just becomes a question of, is that something that I would say as, me, as opposed to anybody else? Because I know that, like, if I really believe in something and really see it a certain way, then other people are going to find that song and relate to that song because of that. Not so much that it was like written to be an Aaron Goodvin song, but the fact that I'm singing it, I really believe it.
I want to ask you about the music video for Woman in Love because I love the story. I don't know who I admire most, though. I don't know if I admire your wife for actually agreeing to it, or whether I admire you for having the balls to ask in the first place.
You know what?
My wife would have said no right off. For anybody wondering, the video was shot on the day of your actual wedding while everything was going on.
Yes.
That's awesome.
If you're ever looking to save a little bit of money, just have your music video be a write-off. Have a write-off for your wedding. But I still remember us talking about it. There's a gentleman by the name of Steve Waxman, who's at Warner Music Canada when we did that video, and his idea was like, the treatment came in for the video, and it just happened to be about a wedding, and it was like, I'm playing the background, this couple's getting married, there's this whole thing, everybody's talking about it. And then Waxman was kind of the one who piped up in the meeting, was like, well, isn't Aaron getting married in 2 weeks? Like, why don't we just send a camera, down to capture that, and boom, you got a music video. So when that idea came up, I was like, at first, I didn't even really want to ask, because I was like, I didn't want it to take away from,
right.
My wife, our wedding, but also, probably something my wife's been thinking about her whole life.
Yeah.
So, I didn't even really want to ask. So all I did was, I was like, this is strange. So I literally, like, it was the proposition was in my email, and I just sort of slid my laptop over, and I just went like, I just want you to read this, take it or leave it, whatever. And she's like, so they want to shoot the music video for Woman of Love at our wedding. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And I was like, okay.
Save on a
Send
video.
them down. So uh, you know, I guess the saving grace, uh, for not just my wife saying yes to that is like, we got together because of music. We have a very music is pretty much our connection and what we connected on early on in our relationship to the time that we started dating to the day we got married to now. There's just a common theme of music and our love for it. So I think that played a big role in her saying yes. I think if I hadn't have been chasing after some country music dream, I don't know that that would have been a thing. But that's why we got together. And one of my favorite music videos to this day, everybody I love is in that music video. Her family, my
Yeah.
family. It's a really cool thing. So.
It's a great story, and I mean, like I said, you save on a videographer, probably a photographer, and nothing wrong with that.
That's right. That's
um,
right.
have you, and you're still married, so clearly things have worked.
So yeah, exactly. It's not like where you have to talk about and then how was the fall of your marriage because of that. So no, it's great. It's great. It's been awesome. So
have you started performing yet? Have you started going out on the road? I know 2 years off and getting this new album out. Have you started doing anything yet?
we've been we've been pretty lucky down here in the States. Lucky in the sense that there's been places to play and there's we're by no means open. I mean, I wouldn't say that we are. I think there are parts of the US that are, but we went and played a show last weekend in Texas. We've been doing a few radio shows here and there, outdoor kind of, socially distanced things. That part of it has kept me sane. But as far as Canada goes, and we played 3 shows in the past 18 months. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was really not good there for a while for me. I spend a lot of basically everything that I do is playing live. Everything that that I do everything for when it comes to writing, singing, all that stuff. It's so I can be on stage. I mean, that is like the number one, reason why I love what I do. So that part of it makes it very difficult. When you find, at first we thought it was going to be a week and then 2 weeks and then a month and then 2 months. And then it was like, oh my God, this is never going to happen. And it was a matter for us, I think, of switching focus, and we did a lot of online stuff and still do a lot of online stuff for my fan club at Fan the Gym. And, we just try and do everything that we can. But I certainly hope in 2022 up in Canada, it's going to change. I mean, it seems like we're heading in the right direction now. It seems like things are, the CCMAs are actually happening in person, which is awesome. So I think we're on the up and up. So.
You've been fortunate to tour with some awesome people. I mean, you've toured with Johnny Reid, who mentored you as well a little bit in your early days. Rascal Flats. I mean, what do you learn when you're on the road with people like that have been in this business for as long as they have been?
Yeah, so much. Sorry, my dog decided to lay down right at my feet, wants to knock my guitar over. Oh man.
Other than the guitar, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah. It's you learn a lot on the road. I mean, I guess like the craziest thing about it is like growing up, I only ever went to one show at every tour. You're only seeing like one piece of. I guess it's amazing to me the level of consistency, especially when you talk about Johnny Reid, like night in, night out, it's very inspiring because that guy just brings it no matter what. And I think the best ones are so good at bringing it no matter what is going on. And you learn a lot about about your ability to do just that and what it actually takes. And I think that was pretty eye-opening for me in the beginning when I watched Johnny do it night in, night out. He's one of the best in my opinion as far as a live entertainer. He's in my books, he's right there at the top. So that was a really, really eye-opening experience. Especially that was like my first tour, like the first time I was ever on a tour. Where I'm playing Tuesday night to 3,000 people. It's unbelievable. But I also learned that that I I feel like I was really made for that. So I settled into that pretty well. And all I had to do was play 3 songs a night, so it was a pretty easy job for me. Um, and I had no singles. I mean, I think we were on the first single at that time, so I had one song that people may have heard. So I was really new to the whole scene when that all happened. But yeah, just the level of compete that he brings every night is something that I learned that that has helped me to this day.
Do
So.
you care, Aaron, whether it's, I mean, here country music is growing so much, obviously, and here in Ontario we've got the Havelock Jamboree, we've got the Boots and Hearts, which is huge, and it's growing every year. Do you care whether it's whether you're playing festivals, whether you're playing stadiums, whether you're playing in a bar? I mean, or do you just love being on stage? Does it matter to you where?
I love being on stage, and I think every stage is different. I where I feel like I can really thrive. I mean, I love playing festivals. It's just kind of pedal to the metal, all fun.
Party.
Um, yeah, party, party, party. But like for me, like I've played the arenas. Those are amazing. But for me, the whatever the we did a tour with Gord Bamford across Canada that was mostly soft seat theaters, like performing arts centers. Um, that those for me are so much fun because I can sort of bring in this element of um, like I can talk, I can talk to the people and I can tell stories and I can really like get into what that story is all about. Whereas when you're playing for a festival, they're like, play lonely drum. And then, that's about it, and which is fine. It's awesome. But like at the same time, I just really enjoy those PACs. I love playing those venues where I can tell stories about how this happened or whatever.
It's more of a
I can kind of put my hand in my pocket and connect. So it's a lot of fun. So, but I
well,
love them all.
I hope we hope to get you out on the road, and we hope to get you back into Canada. Good luck in Nashville, getting back out on the road. Good luck with this. Lucky Stars, brand
Thank you so
new.
much.
The first single is called "Boy Like Me." Um, Best of luck with it, and we hope you stay safe. And thank you so much for joining us on the record player, Aaron.
Thank you so much. I had a blast.
Take care of yourself.
You too.